Hello and welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays, where the truth will keep you free. By truth, I mean to be totally genuine and transparent with you, to give you 100% the rules and regulations on private security in the state of Texas. Being free meaning keep you free from prosecution, out of the courtroom, spending money on lawyers, etc. So, my name is Lee Pace. I'm a private investigation and private security owner and instructor. I'm also a TICO instructor, which is Texas Commission on Law Enforcement Firearm Instructor. And I'm also a licensed to carry LTC instructor for the state of Texas. So, we want to recap on last week. We went over Texas private security officers levels, and just to recap on that, we talked about one portion of it I want to recap on was the pocket cards and the training certificates. The pocket cards is something you have on you at all times. The only person can ask for that, for you to reveal that to them, is law enforcement. So if a police officer, peace officer comes up to you and wants to see it, you have to show it as well as a license to carry. They're the only ones required that you can require to check it with. So I'll give you an example of the pocket card. I'll share that, excuse me, I'll share that with you so you'll see exactly what it's supposed to look like. Let's go with this one here. Okay, this is the back. Let's go back. All right, this is the front. This is the pocket card here. Everyone should have this here, the pocket security cards. This is similar to your driver's license, but it says private security license at the top, meaning that you're licensed in the state of Texas for private security. This is the beginning and ending dates on your expiration. Of course, your name. And then right here, down the bottom is your height and everything, but it says right here, see back of card. Now, most police officers and yourself should know, once you flip that card, you should see what you licensed for. And you come under here, license type, you'll see commissioned security officer and personal protection officer. This particular card shows that some people just have commission. Some people have commission and personal protection. If you remember, I said those two go one and the same. So when you renew one, you're renewing the other, and likewise. And then if you actually go, what we're going to talk about today, which is company ownership. If you're an owner, you can see owners here. That's my firearms instructing school right there. That's the school license there. And this is the Charlie 20189 is the private security investigation company code. This is the number that you need to give anyone that's joining your team to go back on. So with that in mind, we'll go back and get this going. We're going to talk about, that's the recap. So let's get at it. Let's get it going. Today's topic is Texas private security company licensing levels A, B, and C. There's 3 levels, A, B, and C. Okay, we're going to talk about levels. Let's start with level A. A is in Texas, is always a level A. Your license number starts with A. Just like you saw the back of the pocket card, it started with C. I'm going to explain that in a minute, but A, and there's numbers after that. So A being in the state of Texas is a private security, private investigation company only. Only private investigation does A company. So if you see a license number or someone asks for your license number and it starts with A, all they can do in the state of Texas legally is private investigation. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things with private investigation, and I kind of read that to you. There's some qualifications to get it, to get the license from private investigation. I think there's you have to have a 3-year consecutive work in that field. You can have a form of law enforcement or military to qualify for that testing, as well as a criminal justice degree for that particular license for someone to take you in, train you, and get you going on that. So that's level A, which is private investigation only in the state of Texas. Okay. Now we're going to go down to B. B, and with that license also is each license I give you, there's an FBI background check, unless you're already in the system with some type of license already. All right, let's go with Class B. Class B license is private security only. Okay, no investigation, no bounty hunting, to a certain extent. We'll get into that later on a different episode. But B license is B, and then you have a number after that. When you see a B license, all they can do is private security card level 2, level 3, and level 4s, okay? That's a B license. That one has an FBI background check as well. So then we get down to um, C, okay? C companies are levels 2, 3, and 4, but they can do investigations. So it's a combination of A and B. When you see a license, like myself, I'm a C company, you can do everything in the spectrum pretty much. So, and you'll see that later on in this video, what I'm talking about. But level C, when you see a C license, that's private security and investigations. That company actually qualifies to do both and licensed to do both. Now, let's get to the more interesting part where I try to keep people free. I'm tired of calls over the years. Hey, this officer was working. Was they supposed to be working this post, or was they supposed to be working level 4 with this client? And it might be on your team, on the company owner's team. They might be on, when I say team, I mean might be on their roster as a contractor or employee, but they cannot work on their own. A lot of people are misconstrued, misunderstanding that if they get a pocket card, thinking they can go out here and work on their own. So the call comes in, whether it's from the DA's office or it's from law enforcement that's actually on the scene where whatever took place, whether it's a shooting or an assault or what have you. This particular officer was not authorized to be there through a company, or this particular officer had certificates folded up in his back pocket, never submitted them, or this particular officer at the time that you know that's on your team was working in a manner secretly, so to speak, was not supposed to be working authorized. So best thing we can do is tell the officer to keep from jeopardizing our licenses and our livelihood, and the rest of the team is let the officer know that no, he was not supposed to be working, or she was not supposed to be working at this particular time. At that time, the license that you carry, if any, or certificates are null and void. Now you're being charged for impersonating an officer because you could not work on your own. You had to have authority and a contract in place from the owner of that company that you're sponsoring you, or you should have submitted your documents, your certificates that you folded up, put in your pocket, and acted as a pocket card, which I just showed you guys what the pocket card looks like. So he or she now is spending money on trying to be free. So I'm trying to give you this information and advice to keep you all free. Now let's talk about some of the fake security companies out here. This is very important. So let's get this. I know it's very popular for an individual to go out here. When I say go out, I mean go into the public, do the due diligence to get a company started. So I'll give you an example. You call and get a tax ID from the government. You take that tax ID and you incorporate that tax ID. You're not incorporated right away. You apply. So there's three or four ways. A lot of people do a DBA, which is doing business as, but then they realize that that still has no strength behind it as far as being sued personally, or even trying to open a bank account. DBA doesn't really work. So they go to LLC, or they'll go to an S corporation. LLC is limited liability corporation. Okay, your corporation. S corp or a C corp. Just because you get these licenses with these business licenses does not make you a security company. I'll give you a better example. The flower shop down the street, the nail salon down the street, the beauty salon, all LLC companies, S corps or C corp, wherever they are, but they are not licensed security companies. That's the difference, and that's what's important. You have to be licensed through the state. You should have received a wall mount and a pocket card showing ownership, like I just showed you on the back of my card. You get that card as well. It shows ownership, okay? Even if you don't get that, these particular people are sitting under other people's licenses creating the company. Now, that's a problem because technically you're not supposed to, legally, you're not supposed to advertise anything unless you're a company. You're not supposed to have a business card. You're not supposed to have flyers. You're not supposed to have anything on stationery. Company owners know that we're authorized to put our company number beside our name if we're licensed in the states to do so. So I want to mention that out there, that just because you created a company, LLC, and you call it Joe's Blows Security Company, does not make you, I'll say it again, does not make you a security company in the state of Texas. So now you run the risk of not being free. And that's why I'm here trying to give it to the ones who just don't know. But the ones that do, is only a matter of time. So, like I said to you before, moral turpitude. Moral turpitude. You're held to a higher standard than the average person because you already knew. And then ignorance is not an excuse for the law. It's not an excuse. So let's get that going. And let's talk about the next part of that fake company or fake person being security. If you are in a place where you're supposed to be bouncing and you're doing security inside a club, inside of these four walls, if your shirt says security on it, you're supposed to have a pocket card. I've seen raids from DPS when they come in and took care of the valet people that was not licensed, took care of the liquor license, checked that, and picked up everyone that had on security on their shirt because you're supposed to have a pocket card. Your shirt should say nothing, or it should say the company that you're working for. On the back of your shirt should say staff. That keeps you out of harm's way. It keeps you free. I'm giving it to you true, trying to keep it 100. I'm giving it to you for free so you can stay free. So another part of that is LTC cards, license to carry. Although the state law changed as of September 1, where there's no carry, that makes it even worse what I'm about to say, okay? What this does is, just because you have a license to carry, you are not a security personnel. Again, you must be licensed in that company or have a company license. But when you're licensed with that company, have authority from whoever's in charge of making your schedule and getting that contract from that particular customer or client, okay? So, because you have an LTC license does not allow you to do security. License to carry allows you on a personal to protect yourself and those around you if an incident should arise. LTC is a personal, I'll say it again, it's a personal license for you to carry a handgun. It has nothing to do with business. It has nothing to do with private security. It has nothing to do with you protecting. It has nothing to do with you doing security, armed or unarmed. License to carry is a personal license and a privilege for you to have. So stay free. And remember, the LTC does not authorize you to do security as well. Now, if you want a security license for a company, then you must qualify, okay? Under those qualifications, you can check with the state, but you have to have so many hours under a security company, prior law enforcement, and also maybe a law enforcement degree, okay? So if you have those three, you may qualify, you call, see what the standards and qualifications are. Once you qualify and they say, yes, fill out the application, pay your fee, then guess what? There's another step that everyone's missing that's doing LLCs, S Corps and C Corps, becoming a company, trying to give yourself a title, but you're not licensed in the state of Texas, okay? So what that does is, that allows you to go and take 140 question tests. The exam is 70% to pass, 140 questions. You do the math. You know what I mean? You can miss and still make it. But let me give this to you for free also and give you the truth. Out of 140 questions, it's open book. It's open book and the fail rate is still intense. So study the occupational code for the state of Texas, 1702. Study that code. Move forward, take your exam. If you qualify, become a legitimate security company, receive your license, mark your stationery, give out your business cards. There's enough out here for all of us to share, okay? Let's just do it legitimately to stay free, okay? Now, the other thing is, I want to talk about, let's see, moral turpitude being on that level. If you show up in a court of law and you got a security license, trust me, ignorance is not going to help you, but you will be judged on a totally different level from that point. Now, I'd like to move forward. Hopefully that's clear with everyone and let everyone know that please click the upper right-hand button to subscribe. I'll continue to get this to you on Wednesdays, keeping you free. On Wisdom Wednesdays, we'll move forward and then click the subscribe button. If you want to click the bell right next to that, it's going to notify you. If not, it'll pop up at some point on a Wednesday and you'll be able to get what you need from these videos. I'm just trying to keep it 100. I'm not editing, no virtual backgrounds. My name again is Lee Pace. I'm an instructor and owner, and I like to say MASISchool.com. We stay pretty busy, but M.A.S.I School, which stands for the acronym for My Armored Services Incorporated. Yes, we are incorporation, and yes, we are licensed. So before I do that, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew what some of the certifications look like. When you go online, this is what you'll see. This is a company license here. That's a company license. And you can see that My Armored Services Inc., it starts with a C, meaning you can do investigation and security. And these are some of the things you can do: investigation, security, guard company, private investigation. You got carrier service, electronic access company. I'm an armored car company and alarm company. Okay, so there's cameras, what have you. This is the license that you're supposed to get from the state once you pass your exam, and you pay your fees. Now, let me say one thing about fees also. The fact that you're with a fee, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. There's a fee involved for your insurance. When you go into opening your business, you do have to pay, it's $1 million, $1 million general liability insurance you have to carry for your company. That's a minimum. Once you get that in place and you pay your state fees, and you pay there's 2 fees, you still pay your pocket cards. Your licenses go under your company's cards. So you have to pay a separate fee to be a company every year. Okay, there's a fee for renewal, and there's a fee for your insurance renewal to whatever insurance agent you have. That's not through the state. That's your personal insurance person that you want to use for general liability insurance, for business insurance for your company. All right. And I think that level 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 license to carry training, we cover it all at MASISchool.com. We do a lot of unique things. Check out the website, and if I can help you from there, I will. Classes fill up quickly. However, I have 2 great mentors that will help you out along the way, who back me up quite often. First one is Orlando Sanchez. He's a security guard training of Houston, Texas. That's the name of his company. Security Guard Training of Houston, Texas. You can actually go to that website, look it up, www.securityguardtrainingofhouston.com. And he does training as well as a backup. And then there's Hermie Gibson. Hermie Gibson is Central Investigation and Security Solutions. You can put that in, www.centralinvestigationsecuritysolutions.com, and get what you need from there as well. Again, my name is Lee Pace. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, click the button. Subscribe. Till next week, seek the truth, stay free. God bless.